What's up, Ragin Nation? How y'all doing? This is Alex. You're watching the Ragin Nation Show. This is just a web series where I talk about all the things that matter to me in the world of movies. In this episode of the Ragin Nation Show, I want to call it the comic book edition because I got nothing but comic book movie news for you guys. And this is all really exciting to me because I love comic book movies and I want to talk about all the stuff that happened over the course of the last 10 days. The first thing I gotta mention is that Guardians of the Galaxy has found its male lead, and it's in the form of an actor named Chris Pratt. He was in Wanted, and he was also a Navy SEAL in Zero Dark 30. Both are very good films, but him as an actor, I don't know how great he is as an actor, but it really doesn't matter to me because I don't really know a whole lot about Guardians of the Galaxy. In fact, the fact that it's even a movie is the first time I even heard about it. Anyways, he's going to be playing Star-Lord, aka Peter Quills, I'm not really sure. So, you know, if you're a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, this could be exciting news for you. Anyways, the next little bit of casting news that I have for you guys is that Paul Giamatti will be playing a role in Spider-Man 2, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now, it's been rumored that he might be playing Rhino. That's unconfirmed, but he's definitely confirmed to be in the movie. Now, a lot of people were skeptical about him playing Rhino because, well, don't you have to be a big guy to play Rhino? Well, that is completely irrelevant. That argument's completely irrelevant because with CG, you can make Mark Ruffalo be the Hulk. So really, that doesn't matter to me. Now, if Paul Giamatti was to play Rhino, that is really exciting to me. I think that Paul Giamatti is a totally underrated actor. I think he's a great actor, and I also think that an actor who is a comedian, you know, who does comedy well, can play any kind of role because comedy is a tough thing to do, and if you can pull it off, then you know that's gold. So I think Paul Giamatti would be perfect as Rhino. He did so well playing a villain in Shoot 'Em Up. He was also a funny, you know, a one-line talking ape in the Planet of the Apes remake from Tim Burton. He was also great in Sideways. That's a great role for him, and for him to be in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, possibly as Rhino, that's very exciting news for me. Now, speaking of Spider-Man 2, they're filming in New York City right now as we speak. It's day 3 right now, and what's really exciting is that they're filming the entire movie in New York. And this is the first movie that will have ever filmed all of the film in its whole entirety in New York. So that's very exciting for a lot of New Yorkers. Alright, so pretty cool stuff. Anyways, the next piece of information that I have for you is what is it? Justice League. Justice League. We gotta talk about Justice League. Okay, Justice League was originally planned for 2015. Summer 2015. It's going to be a big summer tentpole for Warner Brothers, but is it really happening? You know, I thought it was happening. You know, I was pretty confirmed about that, but it's not really happening in the sense that they need to know, and by they I mean the studios, they need to know that Man of Steel is going to do well. The green lighting of a Justice League film is all dependent upon how well Man of Steel does. And this is Warner Brothers' decision. And they're thinking of this because they're investing so much money into this big Justice League movie that they need to be absolutely sure, or they need that confirmation that it'll do well. And that is in the form of Man of Steel. Now here's my opinion on this. Guys, and by guys I mean Warner Brothers, guys, get your act together. Make this movie. You guys gotta have confidence, okay? It shouldn't be about Man of Steel. Man of Steel is gonna do well. We haven't seen a Superman movie in a very long time, and Zack Snyder is the perfect director for Man of Steel. It's exactly what you need for Man of Steel, and I personally believe that, mark my words, that Man of Steel is going to do a hell of a lot better than the Bryan Singer directed Superman Returns. Trust me on this. Look at his credits. 300, he knew exactly what it was doing, and Watchmen was a very ambitious film, but he pulled it off. In my opinion, I thought it was a great movie. Some people didn't like it, it was too long, but I felt that it was perfect. Anyways, Man of Steel is gonna do well, okay? And because of that, Warner Brothers, you guys, you better make that Justice League movie for 2015, okay? I'm serious. That's all I gotta say. You know, I haven't even had any caffeine. Finally, the last bit of news that I have for you guys is the Avengers, you know? The Avengers sequels, and more films that are, you know, Avengers related. Avengers 2 is coming 2015. Make no mistake about it, 2015 is going to be a huge year for fanboys. But one thing that a lot of fans are asking is, when the hell are we going to see Hulk? We've seen Hulk in the Avengers, but when are we going to see him in a standalone film? Well, currently Marvel Studios has no confirmed plans for a standalone Hulk film, but Mark Ruffalo has signed a 6-picture deal to be Hulk for Marvel Studios. He's already played him once, and he's going to be there in Avengers 2. So what's the other 4 movies going to be? Well, his 6-picture deal also consists of supporting roles, that would be in the Avengers, and also standalone film, that would be if they were to make a standalone Hulk film, but also cameos. So even though a 6-picture deal seems like a lot, you know, he could be appearing in 2 cameo roles in, for example, Thor 2 or Captain America 2. And that would be 1 picture out of the 6-picture deal. So, you know, that could possibly happen. But anyways, what's really going to happen is that Kevin Feige was speaking about the future of the Hulk in an interview, and he mentioned that we're going to see a lot of Hulk in the Avengers 2. Like, a lot of Hulk. But then in the Hulk standalone film, that's going to happen after the Avengers 2, they're going to go on a completely different other level. Like, we're talking about like Planet Hulk, if you're familiar with the comics. You know, they want to dwell into that territory, because the audiences have already seen Hulk beat up humans and beat up demigods in the Avengers film. So what's the next best thing? That's to beat up aliens in Planet Hulk. So that's possibly going to happen in the next Hulk movie. And then after that, in the Avengers 3, when we're going to see him again, they're going to do something even crazier. Now this is kind of leading into spoiler territory, so if you don't want to know what this is, then you might want to just like pause this or switch it off or just mute it for a second. But anyways, what's going to happen is that they're planning to have Hulk go possibly out of control. And it's possible that the Avengers team, you know, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, and possibly some new members are going to have to, you know, go up against him, or at least bring him back to his senses in the form of a big battle sequences. So that's what might happen in the Avengers 3. So you got Avengers 2, Hulk standalone film, which is possibly going to be the Planet Hulk story arc, and then Avengers 3. Anyways, that's all I have to say in this episode. The main thing I want to ask you guys is, what do you guys think about this whole Warner Brothers Justice League Man of Steel success thing? You know, I think it's a load of crap. Warner Brothers should really be confident in their product. It's a lot of money to invest, but so is every other movie that Paramount invested in making the Avengers happen. They should just make that movie for 2015, announce it, put out a big teaser promo, and just get people hyped up for it. I honestly believe that Man of Steel is going to be a big box office success. Definitely not a bomb. In the comic book universe, Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman are the 3 most iconic comic book characters. So how can Man of Steel really be a failure? Or can it? No, I'm just kidding. It won't be. Right? Box office failure or bomb shouldn't even be in the same sentence as Man of Steel. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. About the direction in this movie. This is a revenge flick, but it almost plays out kind of like 48 hours. You know, it's a buddy cop movie that's not a buddy